Hey, how you doing? This is Frankie again. Um, well, we've all heard the term fluke, and a fluke is something that happens, we say by coincidence or on accident, or it happened but it wasn't supposed to happen. Um, I don't know. I don't believe in flukes and coincidences and all that, right? I say this: if you intend to do something and you pull it off, you did it. It wasn't a fluke, okay? So, long story short, I slept in the room right next door, University of Maryland, St. Joseph's in Towson, and the sink belched up what appeared to be feces. Like, I don't know. Someone could have put their ass in the sink and took a poop, and then the guy came and hit it with a plunger and poop came up. Who knows? But nonetheless, it was not pudding, okay? So, I go into the room next door the next day, and now mind you, this is not me flipping up West Side, okay? This is me missing a finger, and all throughout my hand are multiple stitches, okay? So I got open wounds everywhere, and I'm in a hospital, which is supposed to be pretty sanitary. The nurses make sure they're sanitized, of course, but me being the patient, not so much so, because I was living in a cell with poop in a sink, and I say a cell because this is the jail. This is no doubt a jail. I showed you the pictures of the food they serve here, the treatment that people get here. It's ridiculous. So the fluke, okay. Was it a fluke that the sink over there was clogged up and it had poop in it? Could have been, okay, if you believe in that. But it's not a fluke when you move into the room next door and, I'll show you the day. And in the sink, you will find water. Water. And just so you see, it's wide open. Now it's shut. It's wide open. Not going anywhere. Now, this is the sink in the bathroom. Okay. How many people with how many diseases, infections, bacterial or viral, who knows, has used this sink that I had to, bang my razor in and all that before I knew that it wasn't going to drain. So come out here and you see there's the outside sink over there that was clogged in the room next door. So there's two sinks in this room, and neither one of them drain. So that's two rooms, two sinks, no fluke. What's the point? The point is this: a hospital should hold itself to a higher standard. It's a shame that I'm sitting here with a chopped up hand, sliced wide open palm, top of the hand, and I gotta worry about these things. So I'm laying in the bed just a little while ago. Matter of fact, it was 6:22. I'm laying in the bed. I'm dozing off. I'm ignoring text, Facebook, notifications, and all these other things. YouTube notifications, subscriptions, etc. And I hear someone saying, yeah, well, that's because the guy next door lived in this room and he had an infection, so we had to cover up going in there. So that's why there was a sign out front saying that you had to cover up. So I'm like, who the hell is out here talking about me, and who the hell are they talking to? So I get up Mind you, this is connected to me, which goes into my heart. Okay? This meaning an IV, known as a PICC line, a peripheral, right? Catheter. So it goes into my heart, which is a very dangerous procedure. Must be kept clean, because if not, you get really, really sick. Now, I get up. Of course, I can't push this thing around, except for with my left hand. And I jump up out of bed, and I gotta unplug this thing, right? See all these plugs here? I gotta unplug it to push it near the door so that I can open the door and find out A, who's discussing my medical history and who are they discussing it with, because my HIPAA protection, which is a law, you know, this Health Privacy Act or whatever, is supposed to be implemented by everybody that works on medical staff. Now, this is what happened. The plumber came, not to fix the sink of the guy who is actually in a room, but they come to fix the room here next door, 2C14, where there's no one at currently. And this guy's a plumber, right? Plumber crack and all. He's being told by a nurse that my medical history. He's being told my medical history, and that's why there was a no contact, whatever, infectious disease warning on the side of the door. Now, genuinely, he couldn't be told because he needed to protect himself. But specifically, he doesn't need to know who it is and what specifically this person's history is. So, I go out there to complain. Nobody's telling me who was talking. There's not a woman to be found, but it was a woman's voice. So the male nurse that's taking care of me, he doesn't tell me. He plays dumb, okay? I ask for the woman in charge or the man in charge. It's a woman nurse. She comes and she tries to minimize the situation and patronize me and all that. And I'm like, listen, I don't want to hear any of it. Who was talking about my medical history with a plumber? Okay, this guy ain't a doctor. He's not my nurse, etc. She won't tell me. So I shut my door. I come in here. I start writing it down, the date, the time, and all that, to inform whoever I need to inform, lawyer, etc. Right? Patient advocacy, maybe. So here comes the big wig, and guess what? She agreed with old friend Gooch here. So she's gonna do her investigation. And this is Saturday, the 20th. But we're gonna let her do it. Because if I find out she doesn't take care of this person, and I don't find out the name of this person, then all of them are going to be in a world of shit. Because I'm not going for it. Because I'm telling you what, I have documented that not one meal order have they gotten right, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, none, or any of the days I have been here. That means 3 meals out of 10 days, right? It's 30 meals they have gotten wrong. So the supervisor from the kitchen, who couldn't believe it, but believe me, her herself, she took down my orders to make sure I got my breakfast and lunch right. Because there's certain things I can't eat and don't eat. For health and religious reasons, etc. So here we go. She's not here for the dinner chef, and guess what happens? 3 things don't come up here on the dinner tray. Totally didn't put it on my tray. The guy that's my nurse tonight, he reads the receipt. He looks at what's on the receipt. That means what I'm supposed to get, and looks at the tray and sees what's not on there. He can't believe it. He has to call down there. Something I've been having to do with 3 fingers, right? One, you can see is so big that I couldn't fit it in a bowling ball, right? Saeed. And then they brought the other parts up that I really needed for the dinner that I had at the time, but I couldn't wait because it would have been ice cold by the time that got up here. So this is St. Joseph's at its best. Hate to see them at their worst.